Well, honestly, it's like comparing apples and oranges. It's all in relative terms. You can't compare a man to a woman in terms of athletic ability. However, there is a certain a niche for a women's basketball and women's sports where certain people really enjoy women's sports because it involves less athleticism, less physicality, and more of the strategy of the game, and involves a lot of strategy for coaches and smart playing, as opposed to more men more rely on athleticism. So people who really enjoy that part of the game might actually enjoy women's basketball more. So there's both a physical difference and a mental difference. Um, so let me first speak at the physical difference. The physical difference is pretty obvious. It's that boys could run faster, jump higher, are stronger. So you kind of sometimes it's just like more of an athletic game. If this guy could jump higher than me, if this guy could run faster than me, he'll beat me. But for the girls' game, it's more people are on the same strength playing field. They more the same strength level, more the same speed. So it's more about individual skill. Like, do I have a better move than you, crossover than you, because I worked on it 100 times, as opposed to the girl who just worked on it 50 times. And that's what the really cool part, because you could really just practice so much more, and it kind of affected your game more, as opposed to men who, if even if I practice my crossover 100,000 times more than LeBron James, his crossover he'll always be better than me because he's stronger and more athletic. Now let me talk about it from a mental aspect. Girls, from a mental aspect, are very, 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 very smart players. They they're mentally tough, and they play extremely hard because they have to, because they can't rely on their physical ability as much. So they're on the floor dying for balls and playing hard nosed defense, as opposed to boys who could kind of like lay off a little and use their athleticism to block a shot, as opposed to girls that's just to beat someone to the spot, and and that's how they get advantage over the opponent. So that's funny that you asked that. I actually recently, for one of my projects in school, had to interview one of the assistant coaches for the team, and one of the assistant coaches spoke extensively about how he has to about communication, how it's so much more important for girls to have communication than men, because with girls, when something's inside of them, and they kind of more passive aggressive about it, and they don't say it out loud, as opposed to boys who kind of will kind of be aggressive and say what's on their mind. So open communication is key. Always saying what's on the mind. If there's something bothering them, if a coach feels something towards a player, they say it in a very nice way and very sensitive way and very nurturing. And so to the players, they must say to each other how they feel and if they're frustrated with one another, or else the kind of like passive aggressiveness builds up, and this kind of creates the chemistry is almost so much more there for the girls because they have such an open communication, and they don't really resent each other. They kind of all come together as a team. So the coach is really stressed open communication.